Do you truly want prosperity? Or do you only want the comfort you imagine it will bring? If today you received everything you say you desire, would your mind endure it? Would your character sustain it? Would your soul remain intact? I am Solomon. Kings sought me for gold. But what I asked for first was not wealth. It was wisdom. And I learned something few understand. Before God entrusts abundance to a man, He places invisible weights upon him. If the man breaks under those weights, prosperity would destroy him. Today I will reveal the 7 weights that precede all great wealth. Weight 1. Silence before exaltation. Whoever cannot endure anonymity is not ready for influence. Because influence is weight. And only the one who has learned to exist without applause can endure exposure without losing himself. The man who needs to be seen becomes a slave to the eyes that watch him. But the one who learns to grow in secret builds roots deep enough not to fall when he is elevated. Before ruling Israel, I observed. I watched my father, his wars, his failures, and his victories. I learned more by listening than by speaking. Before deciding, I remained silent. While young men in the court competed for attention, I sought understanding. I knew the throne did not need someone loud, it needed someone prepared. Silence taught me to think before reacting. And thinking is what sustains kings. Gold remains hidden in the earth for years before it shines in a crown. If exposed too early, it would be stolen. So it is with the immature man exposed too early to power. Practice silent decisions. Grow without announcing every advancement. Work on goals no one needs to know about. If no one knew about your growth, would you still continue growing? Weight 2. Wisdom before profit. Whoever seeks money first will lose both money and peace. Because money amplifies the mind that manages it. If the mind is confused, wealth will only expand the chaos. When the Lord appeared to me and said, "Ask what I shall give you," I could have asked for gold, absolute power, victory over enemies. But I asked for discernment to govern. I did not ask for prosperity. I asked for the capacity to sustain it. And because I sought what was greater than profit, profit came in abundance. Not as the objective, but as the consequence. Wisdom allowed me to manage gold without being managed by it. The invisible root sustains the visible tree. No one admires the root. But without it, the trunk falls in the first storm. Before seeking greater income, seek greater understanding. Study. Learn about stewardship, character, principles. Increase your capacity before increasing your accounts. Are you asking for tools? Or merely results? Weight 3. The temptation of excess. What you do not control in little will control you in much. Undisciplined desires grow alongside resources. And when a man believes he is enjoying abundance, he is often being consumed by it. I saw kings begin humbly and end as tyrants. I saw simple men become arrogant when gold multiplied their options. I myself experienced excess. I built gardens, gathered treasures, expanded pleasures. And I discovered something painful. Without internal limits, there is no external satisfaction. Excess does not satisfy, it conditions. And what was luxury yesterday becomes necessity tomorrow. Too much water also drowns. The same element that gives life can destroy when it exceeds its measure. Practice restraint even when you can indulge. Learn to say enough to yourself. Self-mastery is greater than any fortune. Do you possess your desires? Or do they possess you? Weight 4. The patience that builds empires. The hasty inherit regret. The man who runs to become rich without structure also runs toward collapse without warning. The temple was not built in anxiety. Each stone was cut away from the construction site so that no sound of tools would be heard during its assembly. Everything had order. Everything had timing. Empires are not raised in emotional impulses. They are built with planning, precision, and consistency. While many desire immediate results, few accept long processes. But the process is what sustains the outcome. Stones out of place compromise the entire structure. A single reckless decision can fracture invisible foundations. Stop chasing quick gains. Invest time in structure, knowledge, discipline, strategy. Build something that will still stand decades from now. Do you want fast wealth or lasting legacy? Weight 5. The invisible responsibility. The greater the wealth, the wider the reach of your decisions. Prosperity does not merely increase comfort, it increases consequences. An ordinary man makes a mistake and affects himself. A prosperous man makes a mistake and affects multitudes. There was a day when 2 women stood before me, each claiming the same child as her own. It was not merely a domestic dispute. It was a test of discernment. An unjust decision could destroy a life and shake the trust of an entire nation. In that moment, I understood. To govern is not to exercise power, it is to protect destinies. Wealth magnifies this same principle. Your investments, your words, your choices can build families or ruin them. Wealth is fire. On the altar, it warms and illuminates. Out of control, it devours everything around it. Train yourself to think beyond immediate profit. Ask, who will be affected by this decision 5 years from now? If your influence doubled today, would your character sustain the impact? Weight 6. Detachment. Nothing you possess is truly yours. You manage it for a time, and then you release it. Excessive attachment turns blessing into bondage. I built palaces, gardens, and gathered gold beyond any king before me. Caravans brought riches from distant lands. Yet as the years passed, I realized something unavoidable. I would depart, and it would all remain. A man is born with empty hands, and he leaves with empty hands. When I understood this, I understood that prosperity is not ownership, it is temporary stewardship. We are administrators of a treasure that does not belong to us. And a faithful steward does not confuse access with possession. Develop gratitude without attachment. Use what you have wisely, but do not build your identity upon it. Train your mind to remain steady even in loss. If everything you have were taken today, who would you be tomorrow? Weight 7. The courage to do what is right. Wisdom without action is refined cowardice. To discern what is right and fail to practice it silently corrodes the soul. There were political decisions that could have strengthened alliances out of convenience, yet compromised principle. It was easier to please leaders than to preserve justice. But a king who negotiates his values to maintain popularity weakens his own throne. I learned that integrity is costly in the present, but it saves you in the future. A scale cannot tremble under pressure. If it sways with the wind, it ceases to be just. Before any financial or strategic decision, ask yourself, does this strengthen my conscience or compromise it? Quick gains may look like victories, but broken moral commitments become invisible debts. Do you prefer immediate approval or lasting respect? You think prosperity is a reward, but it is a test. Gold reveals invisible cracks. Power exposes hidden flaws. Abundance amplifies what you already are. If there is disorder within, there will be ruin without. Do not seek to be rich. Seek to be worthy of wealth. Because when a man becomes stable, disciplined, and wise, prosperity does not corrupt him. It obeys him. If this message resonated with you, subscribe. Here, we do not teach shortcuts. We teach maturity. And when maturity arrives, prosperity ceases to be a risk and becomes a consequence.